Shalom. All praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the hopeful elect Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Now, as you can see here, it says special forces deployed on the 5th night of rioting in France after Nahel Merzouk was killed. All right. So, basically what's going on over there in France right now is, pretty much they're more than likely going to declare martial law over there, but their people are rioting. All right. The Jakes, whether it's like the French Algerians, the Moroccans, and the so-called Negroes over there that are like from Senegal and different parts of West Africa. All right. Where France, traditionally has colonized basically till this day. Right. And the people are fed up with the oppression over there. Of who? Of the Edomites. All right. So, what's happened over there is they killed a young lad over there. I think he was like of Algerian descent. Could have been a Jake, because a lot of those Algerians, we know a lot of them North Africans have Negro blood in them. So more than likely was a Jake, because over there in France, the Arabs and Negroes get oppressed together basically, which a lot of them is Jake mingled also. So these devil cops over there in France killed this young lad basically. All right. So the people over there are tearing shit up, man. All right. And, and it's not really in the mainstream media like that, but they're having to force to have to show it, but it's on the Twitters and it's blowing up basically. So people are seeing that. And I saw even comments that they're fearing that this could happen in the UK. And we know a lot of things are controlled by the elite, but it really ultimately is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. They're fearing these things could come in the UK, come to America. Why? Because people are getting fed up with the oppression of the Edomites, man. And that's all over the world. All right. That's why the people over there in France now, they're tearing up all of the city. It's not just one cities. It's spread like wildfire. They're tearing it up. They're tired of these devils, basically, man. So this is the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, consuming the earth, man. Because it's time for Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, in particular the elect. It's time for us to get that rulership back, man. These devils are going down. All right. So let me play a bit of this and I'm going to read some scriptures. Salakia. To this, because I even saw, on the Twitter it shows you more of the real stuff that's going on. But I saw even, someone saying that, the grape has increased over there, murders has increased over there since this has happened. There's criminals we'll say people from the criminal fraternities are running around with guns over there. So it's all chaos. We've been prophesying these things for years, and it's really the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And we know it could even be controlled by the elites to an extent, to cause the chaos, to bring in this NWO, all right? But at the same time, it's all controlled by the Lord, all right? And this is biblical prophecy. And I wanted to read this here, because there's more going on, but I wanted to just read this saying here. Salakia, bear with me a second here. Bear with me a second. All right, so look. This is what I wanted to read here. Okay, the saying, chickens are coming home to roost. Hopefully this works here, because I don't know why now the internet's acting up on my phone. Bear with me a second. Let me Salakia, bear with me a second. So yeah, because now the Wi-Fi was acting up. So the saying, the chickens are coming home to roost, it says, this rather old saying, chickens have come home to roost, is normally used to mean that bad things that someone has done in the past have come back to bite or haunt the individual. So who in particular are we talking about when that saying is being said on a global scale? The so-called white people, man, whether they call themselves, which really they're the nation of Edom, but they call themselves today Europeans, French, Italians, Germans, Russians, English, but really they're the nation of Edom. All right, they stole those identities. They're really the Edomites. So that's saying the bad things that someone has done in the past have come back to bite or haunt them is really on a global scale referring to the Edomites. And what bad things have they done? All those people in France right now that are rioting are oppressed people. But there are people. A lot of them are Israelites, man. And what's the so-called white man done to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans? Enslaved us, oppressed us. All right. And in this modern age, we're in places called the ghettos in his lands that he's ruling. Like in France, for example, the outskirts of Paris is all these suburbs where the poor, not suburbs, sorry, all these high-rise buildings where they've just stacked all the poor people in. They don't hire people, they don't hire the Jakes, they don't hire the so-called Negroes and Arabs over there, which, you know, a lot of them be Jake too. They don't hire them. They catch hell from them racist devils. Them devils live in the best parts of Paris and the best parts of France. So people have had enough, man. And that's just not here. That's gonna swipe worldwide, and even more so in America, which is Babylon the Great, because this is the great days of judgment, man. So Salaki, I was ranting there. I wanted to get those points out. But this is Matthew 24:3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the signs of thy coming and of the end of the world? All right. So this is what the disciples asked Yahushua back then. We always bring this out, you know, back in, you know, the time when Yahushua was in the time of the Roman Empire, they were asking him that, but it weren't the time then for, you know, the Lord to basically return. There was a set time where he was going to return, but they were eager. They wanted when are you going to return, Lord? Because it was the time when the Lord was about to be taken up. When are you going to return? They were asking him. You know, just like today, we know we're close to Yahushua returning, but every day we think like that. We think upon that. Lord, are you coming today? Lord, please come back. We know that prophecies have to take place, but that's the spirit, man. You've got to be eager for Yahushua to return, man. All right. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. Yeah. You know, Esau has things like Project Bluebeam, which we always said he could do a fake, you know, return of the Salakia. He can do a fake return of like the, you know, the plastic J returning in the skies. You know, people claiming that they're the anointed, basically, and that's happening now. You've had people say that you've had these cultists, Edomites, claim that they know when the Lord's going to return, or some of them even say they're the Lord. All right. But that's what the Lord said. But we know who the Lord really is, Yahushua, and he's a so-called Negro, all right? And he's going to return in these last days that we're in. So it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. He's saying this to the disciples, all right? And the disciples today, we believe, is the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and their fruit on down, which hopefully we're part of that. We're not deceived by this world, man. All right? We know who the man is that's going to return. All right. So it says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And that's what's happening now. The war in the Ukraine, the things heating up between Russia and America recently. It's no coincidence that all of a sudden Russia's in the media. All right. But we know prophecy has to play out. You know, Iran has to be invaded. Israel has to do something to draw out Iran. So this is all happening. So this is what the Lord said would happen before he returns, the wars and the rumors of wars. All right. And this is what's going on now. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we know even with these riots taking place right now, you know, the tensions bubbling up between the East and the West, meaning Russia and America. We know the end ain't yet, but it's very close, man. You can feel it in the earth, man. Us that believe, we can see the kingdom is close, man. Yahushua's return's close. All right. It says, and ye shall hear. Okay, let me keep reading it from here. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And that's what's happening now. All right. There's earthquakes in diverse places. All right. There's uproars of the people, nations rising up against nations. All right. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All right. And that's what's happening now. All right. These things are taking place. Nations rising up. Yeah. The sons of Israel over there in France, they're rising up against them Edomites. That's nation rising up against nation. All right, the scripture says that I'll raise up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons of the Grecians, which is the Edomites. And who's the sons of Zion? Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and our people scattered. All right, and that's what they're doing now. The Spirit of the Lord is raising our people up in anger against these devils, man. Because in reality, even when you think about America, which is the main place of our oppression, all Esau does all day is kill our people, man. Live on YouTube for all the world to see. And we've had no might, and no one's helped our people, by the way. All the nations have seen it. They just further our oppression. They murder our people in the street. All right. Even though our people do it to each other also, which is the curses. But these devils on live camera, these police cops killing our people. That's all over the world, man. So now the uproars are now our people are the uproars are our people are fighting back, so to speak. All right. That's why in France, even I saw something where it said that, you know, this could spread through Europe. Basically, it's not going to stop. Pretty much. And we hope that's the case. So Esau can bring that martial law, bring the MOTB, so we can get one step closer to the end, man. All right? So let me keep reading this. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. And that's even on a global scale. Russia against America, China against America, Israel against Iran. That's all happening as we speak. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginnings of sorrows. So sorrows are coming on the earth. This is just the start, man. All right? All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Yeah, so we're going to have our tests. The Archeam that believe, you know, imprisonments, the guillotines, our doors coming off. These are the times we're in. But you know what, man? Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord's going to be with us, man. And we think about these things. It's not like we know it's going to happen. The scripture says it. But we have to remain faithful until death, man. But when we see these things playing out on the earth, it's beautiful, man. I was seeing footages. That's my, you know, that's my brother messaging. I was seeing footages of footage of what was going on in France. And I was getting hyped up, man. You know? Because even these Edomites over here in the UK or America and things of that nature, these Edomites, see, the people that are in their dumbest state is our people. But these Edomites, even on a low level, they see what's going on. They watch Twitter and they see what's going on in France. They're in their countries getting ready. They're nervous. Like I noticed some of these Edomites in the UK where I've been at recently. I noticed they kind of got a nervous kind of spirit, man. Because that guilt, they know something, you know, is about to go down, like rioting. They see what's going on in France. They check things out. It's only our people that don't really check these things out, man. But it's all good. The Lord's awakening that spirit of rebellion, man. All right, on the planet. This is 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Exactly what we've just read in Matthew 24. The rumors of war, the wars, rumors of wars, all these things coming to pass. All right, the rioting of the people, Esau being exposed. These are signs the Lord said to look for before he returns, and it's happening. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is all written. See, Esau ruling, you know, our people being brought down for all these years, being oppressed, not knowing who we are, you know, being in this Edomite's world, just being at the bottom, catching all kind of hell, not thinking there ain't an answer to this hell. That was all set up by the Lord. So then in the end, his movie can play out. He can wake us up, the elect that believe, you know, so we can teach this word and get delivered and finally get a reset to this world, man. We finally get the answers, man, to what's going on. But the Lord set this up from the beginning. It's a big movie, and we're living now in the climax of that movie before Yahweh Shai makes his second appearance, man. All right? So then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. All right? So that's what's happening now. The end is being seen, you know, in front of us. But the only ones that can really see what's going on is the believers, all right? Because the majority of our people, they're going to believe when we get raised up. It says that in the day of thy power, thy people shall be willing, basically. I roughly paraphrase that. But in the day of thy power, thy people shall... They're going to the ones that believe, they're going to get in order, basically. That's when they're going to see it. When Yahushua returns, he raises up the elect. But for the most part, most of our people live in this world hopeless. They don't have a clue what's happening, man. But it's deep because we see it, man. The brothers that believe, it's all like, we see it clearly. The end, us being raised back up. We see these devils for what they really are. Most of our people they just don't get it. They don't have it. But it's all like we're saying, it's all a movie, man. It's all the movie of Yahweh B'Shem and Yahweh Shai. All right? It's all his movie, man. But it's the end is manifesting. It's playing out, man. All right, in front of us. So let me read this here. This is I had this written down as well. I had a few more. This is I believe it's Isaiah. I had this written down. Isaiah 60 and 14. All right, it says, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Yeah, and that's all these heathens, in particular the Edomites, the so-called white man. The Lord, we're gonna get that power, and they're gonna bow to us by force. We're gonna oppress them. And all these other nations also, they're going to feel that wrath too. The Chinese, all these nations that have helped to oppress our people all these years, we're finally about to pay them back. This is what the Lord's going to give us, man, that power again. That was prophesied from the beginning. Going back, man, from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that lineage, man. That lineage which is here today, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we're going to get that power back. But the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. All these heathens, man. Beginning with these Edomites. They're going to come bending onto us, man. All right? With broke necks, legs, and all that. We're going to force them, man. When they see the power and we just start putting them to death, man, through the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, they're going to come begging, bowing. We're finally going to get risen back up to who we really are, to what we are, man. What is happening now through this word? All right? All they that despise thee, and these people despise us, all right? All these heathens despise our people, man. Despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. And that's when they're gonna fully know who we are, man. Because in the spirit, these heathens know we're better than them, but we just ain't got the so-called glory of this world, which you don't want the glory of this world. It's tainted. But they know in the spirit we're better than them. But when we finally get risen up to our rightful rulership position under Yahweh Shai, the order the Lord's setting up, that's when they're gonna see, because we're gonna have power beyond the belief of man, basically. We're gonna have the power of the Heavenly Father with us, man. Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So let me read this here, and I'm gonna end it on this, not to just keep talking right now. All right. So this is Isaiah 41 and 11. 41 and 11. Okay. It says, behold, all they that were incensed against thee. Let me read it from 10. Isaiah 41 and 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. All right. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. This is Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. He's with us, man. The hopeful elect, the brothers and sisters that believe that he has woken up, that he's getting ready to deliver, man. All right. Because we're going to need help in these last days. And our only help is the Heavenly Father and his Son, man. Okay, it says, behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. And they that strive with thee shall perish. All these nations. Because that's the main thing with the so-called white man, beginning with their elites. Keep these Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans at the bottom. Keep them drugged up. Keep them poisoned. Keep them away from the scriptures. Keep them in a destitute position. Keep them destroy their families. That's the whole goal of the so-called white man elites, the Edomite elites, and all the other nations. All right. But the Lord sees all that, and he's risen up his elect. But the Lord sees all that. All right. And even us brothers that believe, at the end of the day, we know they're 2/3, but they're Israelites. We hate the fact that our people are being oppressed, man. But our people just don't know what's going on. But it's fine. Like we say, it's all the plan of the Lord, man. But the heathens are going to perish, bro. They're going to be as nothing. That's why they're rioting over there in France, man, against them French devils, man. Them Edomites that call themselves French, by the way. All right? They're nothing but a bunch of devils that have been oppressing our people, man. Just look at the so-called French Edomites' history. All right? Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. And they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them. even them that contend with thee, they that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught. They're gonna be, man, the scriptures talk about that. Esau's world being destroyed in 1 hour. America, which is Babylon the Great, all the murder, the bloodshed that they've done to get what they have is gonna be taken from them in an hour. Beginning with America, it's gonna get nuked. But all their societies, these devil societies, wherever they call, like we say, whether they call themselves English, Australian, wherever these Edomites dwell, we're gonna take everything from them. We're taking it all off them. All right? And they're gonna be as naught. For I, the Lord, thy power, will behold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee, this is what the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to do for us that believe in him, all right? And that's what we're waiting for. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Yeah, meaning what? He's going to give us that spiritual power, man. And the mountains represents these governments. So the North Korean government, the Korean government, all these heathens that have been oppressing us, we're gonna take them down. They shall be as chaff. The Lord's gonna give us the new bodies, man. Spiritual power to finally get our hands, because we're not gonna do it with no Edomite weapons, man. We're gonna do it with spiritual power and destroy them. Power beyond their belief. All right. So it says, and beat them small, and thou shalt make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord, and shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. And that's what we're gonna do, man. See, when we get that power, man, and the Lord raises us up under Yahweh Shai first, we're gonna rejoice, man. We can't wait. See, when we see all this turmoil happening, we know the Lord's close, man. And when Yahweh Shai finally returns, we're gonna rejoice. Everything we do, we're gonna rejoice, man. The fact that He's given us, put us back on top, give us these new bodies, put us back on top of the heathens, man. Finally, all the pain that we felt in this world, from slavery up until today, is finally we're gonna be freed from them bonds, man. But who's gonna give it to us? Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So I'll read the verse 17. It says, when the poor and needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, the Lord, will hear them. I, the power of Israel, will not forsake them. All right. And the fact that the Lord's given us this knowledge is water also. We know what's going on. The brothers and sisters that believe, the Lord's given us the eyes to see what's happening, man. It's an exciting time. All right. And why? We give the glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai always, man. And He's going to take these devils down. And when He does, we're going to keep giving our power glory, man. But, I just wanted to say a few things on that because, it was on my mind regarding that thing with France, man. It's a beautiful thing that's happening over there. It's the unrest. And all these Edomites are seeing that. They're on the edge, man. But you see, far more worse things are getting ready to happen in this society, man. All right? So, with that, I'm going to say, when I say far more worse, the MOTB, it's going to get even more worse in this kingdom. That's why we need Yahweh Shai, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. So with that, I'm going to say all praises unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect Archium that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem Racha Kodash. Shalom, shalom.